An early season MAC Blue battle here on Macomb Township Government Access. Hello again, everybody. I'm Brad Fetters, joined by my broadcast partner, Adam Abraham, as we get set to call the action tonight from L'Anse Creuse North High School, home of the Crusaders, as they match up tonight with the Chippewa Valley Big Reds. And Adam, we focus first on the Chippewa Valley Big Reds, a team that won a district title a season ago, and they really bring back a lot of talent from that team.
They returned 6 players to this team, including their point guard, Alexis Beer-Vaglia, and they're struggling to start off this season. That's where that experience has to help out as a team, and you need your seniors to step up. They're sitting at 2-4 right now, 1-1 in the division. A really key game for them in this L'Anse Creuse North gym to come on the road and try to compete and take home a victory to stay competitive throughout this season, even though we're early on in MAC play.
Yeah, we're only 2 games in, but L'Anse Creuse North, the top spot right now with a perfect 2-0 record, and they beat the 2 teams that are below them in the standings, so a big opportunity here tonight for L'Anse Creuse North.
Yeah, and they come off a big blowout victory and coming back home 2-0, a chance to move up to 3-0 with beating Chippewa Valley. They have a chance to really set the tone for the rest of their season and cruise control through it, and we're only in early January.
That 3-0 record could give them a jump start and really kind of put them in the driver's seat, so to speak. So can't wait to call the action here tonight. Opening tip and starting lineups coming up next after this brief timeout.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to the Dave Jackson Memorial Gymnasium here at L'Anse Creuse North High School. Let's meet tonight's starters. First, the road team from Chippewa Valley. Number 11, senior Alexa Beer-Vaglia. Number 20, senior Natasha Carter. Number 23, Emily Dixon. Number 24, sophomore Lena Haas. And number 31, senior Rebecca Miller. And for the home team, the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders under the guidance of Robert Johnston. Number 5, Brooke Daniels. Number 21, Kayana Carlos. Number 23, Olivia Chadwick. Number 32, Kelsey Duffy. And number 43, Alexa Lutfi. L'Anse Creuse North comes in with a record of 5-2, a perfect 2-0 within league play. Chippewa Valley 2 up, 4 down, 1-1 in MAC Blue play. And it'll be Chippewa Valley in those road red jerseys with the very first possession of the basketball game. An early takeaway by L'Anse Creuse North in transition with numbers, putting on the brakes, spinning it out. And they'll set up their half-court set. Long-range 3 on the way. Bangs off the left side rim. Offensive rebound and controlled by number 5, Brooke Daniels.
Brooke Daniels, a fantastic wing for this Crusaders team. Only a sophomore, very athletic, can get around, and she flashed it there with that offensive board.
So 2 field goals, both misses, both from downtown. Alexa Lutfi, the sophomore, is trying to knock down the triple. 7:22 left to go now in the first quarter of play.
3 sophomores, 2 juniors in this Crusaders lineup, so a successful start to their season, and they have nothing to build nothing but success to build on for the next couple years.
And an offensive rebound put back by Brooke Daniels. So LCN has dominated the glass here through the early going.
This is an LCN team that's very athletic. They're very quick, and they attack the glass hard. There you saw it there. 2 offensive boards alone from Brooke Daniels, and it got him 2.
Back-to-back turnovers for the Big Reds. Not the start head coach Jackie Maurer was looking forward to here on the road. And you mentioned the underclassmen up and down this L'Anse Creuse North starting lineup. In fact, they only have 1 senior on their entire roster. That's Samantha Stimmel. She'll wear number 52 in white. Looking to go inside. That entry pass cut off, intercepted by Chippewa Valley. They'll look to break out now. Alexa Garavaglia Red has her pocket picked there by Brooke Daniels and will commit the foul. Avoided the fast break opportunity as Brooke Daniels was going the other way. Good heads-up foul perhaps there by Garavaglia.
Yeah, and there you see that first step quickness by Brooke Daniels right there. Just that hand came in out of nowhere and wasn't able to get the steal on the foul, but a good one-on-one defensive matchup. That'll be an exciting one to watch tonight.
Both of these teams have a lot of length. Really no advantage for either squad. Oftentimes, especially in girls basketball, you'll see one team with a big size advantage. Doesn't matter when you have a jump shooter like Brooke Daniels.
Yeah, that's a great shot. One dribble on the floor and a step back to create that space. Easy knockdown 15-footer.
Ringing around the perimeter, looking for a screen. Asking for Lena Haas to come over. Handoff there, and a double dribble call against Chippewa Valley. So very sloppy start to this game.
Yeah, 3 consecutive turnovers for the Big Reds. Haven't been able to get the ball anywhere inside the arc. This is a very athletic defense from North. They move their feet. They get in front of the ball. Just very fundamentally coached. They do a good job at the base, and there you see it, force 3 early turnovers.
Alexa Ludvig's pass a little too high there. Rebecca Miller, 6 foot. She asks for the basketball, and Rebecca Miller, typically a post player, but will handle the basketball quite a bit. She has a really nice knockdown jumper as well. So complete package out of the 6-foot senior Rebecca Miller for Chippewa Valley. And Daniels now between the circles. Flip a quick pass over to Chadwick. Chadwick back to Daniels. Daniels into the corner. 3 on the way. Lutfi's short. Rebound controlled momentarily by Daniels, but out of bounds. Possession over to Chippewa Valley.
That's 3 early threes for the Crusaders on all 3 of them being from the wing. You can see what they want to do in that half-court set. They're very patient on the offensive end, take their time for that pass, and all 3 threes have been open. It's just a matter of knocking them down.
Haas was looking for Carter along the baseline. Carter on a little bit of a backdoor cut that time was open. The pass sailed out of bounds. So another careless turnover once again for the Big Reds.
5 consecutive to start off this game for the Big Reds. That's a good idea to cut that back door, try to get something easy going on the baseline, but wasn't able to execute on the pass.
We played just over 3 minutes of action. The LCN out in front for nothing. All 4 points belonging to Brooke Daniels. Inside, shooting foul coming up. Kelsey Duffy will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul call against Rebecca Miller. Duffy, a junior, for head coach Bob Johnston. LCN team that's averaging just over 46 points per game, giving up 34 defensively. So some really good averages there for this Crusader squad.
Yeah, and both those averages fall right in the middle of the pack when we're talking in terms of MAC Blue for averages. Not a crazy good offense, not a crazy good defense, but they're very good on both ends of the floor, and they're a very complete team, even for as young as they are.
Lena Haas trapped on that far side. Another steal. Lutfi comes down with it. Up ahead to Chadwick. Chadwick puts on the brakes. Brooke Daniels getting hauled down from behind as Daniels was looking to go baseline that time. She gets up, holding her side just a little bit. And this must be becoming quite the trend here. Brooke Daniels wearing 2 different colored sneakers, going black and white there. Saw that the other night in the boys' game we called over at Dakota High School, and apparently that's the hip thing to do now.
I can't say I'm with the fashion trends of the high schoolers, but apparently it's the look now.
I joked the other night that the player for Dakota got dressed in the dark, and I guess that's just something I'm not aware of. Learn something new every day. Ball fake by Chadwick inside, 15-footer, no good. An offensive rebound again by Daniels. Goes straight up and down with it. 6 points for Daniels. All LCN here in the early goings.
And Daniels earning all of those on second chance looks on the offensive boards, just destroying the glass. No chance of a box out from the Big Reds on the athletic wing player.
Daniels nearly came away with another steal. Here, Vaglia far side, floats one inside. Rebecca Miller now. She got hacked and will shoot two. So opportunity finally here for the Big Reds to put some points up on the board.
That's where you want to go when you're struggling with the ball as an offense. You want to work that ball down in the paint. You want to get that within 8 feet of the cylinder and try to see if you can come up with an easy shot. That's what they did there. In worst case scenario, you get a chance for two at the stripe. This is exactly what happened.
Michaela Downs into the game for LCN, replaces Alexa Lutfi, first substitution for either squad. So it's a split at the line for Rebecca Miller. First points of the game for Chippewa Valley, and now they'll sag back defensively. Daniels fires a chest pass to Downs. Downs right onto that North logo along the free throw line. Downs, one dribble inside, feeds the post position, turnaround jumper, no good. Saved momentarily. Nope, they're going to say Miller touched the baseline. So it'll be Chadwick to trigger things in for LCN. Slams the basketball, flips one over the head of the defender. Daniels floats one up, can't hit. Rebound comes down with it. It's Garavaglia. 2-on-1 if they hurry. The Big Reds in transition. Garavaglia thought she was fouled. No call. Miller floats up a two, no good. Carter has it inside, goes outside with it now to Dixon. Dixon loses track of the ball momentarily, but able to find Carter inside. Miller cleans up the loose ball. Rims out. Carter once again, no good. Ball's loose on the floor. Digging it up and traveling with the basketball are the Big Reds.
How about that time the Big Reds coming in and crashing the boards? You know, send all 5 girls to the net on every shot of that time. 4, 5, 6, 7 looks on that last possession. Couldn't get it to go, but when you're that aggressive on the offensive boards, that shot's going to eventually start to fall when you're within 2 feet of the net.
And they're going to call Daniels for the travel. She's unaware. She thought she got fouled. Emily Dixon letting her know that the call was, in fact, a travel call. And Daniels thought she had the and one.
And Daniels is going to laugh it off now because she had her back turned to the referee making the travel call.
Call that a premature celebration.
Yeah, not too often do you see one of those.
Natasha Carter inside, trying to find Haas. Intercepted. Here comes Daniels in transition. Pulls up, no-look pass. Oh, what a beauty.
What a look by Brooke Daniels playing guard there. The no-look down under, an easy layup for her teammate. And Brooke Daniels there comes up with the assist to get her teammate on the board.
Annie McLeod with the bucket. Give the dime to Brooke Daniels. Daniels doing everything right now for LCN, a 9-1 advantage for the Crusaders over the Big Reds. So we mentioned L'Anse Creuse North comes in with that 46.7 points per game. Well, Chippewa Valley below that mark at 38.3 points per game, and pretty much 50-50 split offensively and defensively, as they've given up 38.8 points defensively. So it really kind of gives you the whole story on why they're 1-1 in league play and 2-4 on the season.
Absolutely, and it takes balance at both ends. But it's a whole nother animal in Macomb County once you get into MAC play. Regardless of what division you're in, everything's out the window up until the point of the start of the MAC play, because that's really what you're competing for, is that division championship.
And we talked about this LCN team with that perfect 2-0 mark in league play. Nice drop-off pass there using the high glass. Natasha Carter, big bucket there for the Big Reds.
That time Johnston put his team into a little half-court press trap, and the Big Reds did a fantastic job earning the layup on it after Garavaglia was able to beat her man.
So nice job by Jackie Maurer making that adjustment out of that timeout. Really got into a nice half-court set offensively. A very aggressive move that time by Emily Dixon comes up empty. Natasha Carter, the 5'10 senior, really crashing the glass, and Emily Dixon's going to earn a trip to the free throw line.
Couple seniors on the front line, including Carter and Miller, down low for the Big Reds, and here they're starting to settle in. This isn't the most friendly gym to come into if you're the Crusaders, Jackson Memorial Gym, and you're finally going down low and letting the seniors take over on the baseline.
As we mentioned, LCN comes in with that perfect 2-0 record, and the fact that they have wins over both Fraser and Lakeview already, both on the road. Those are two teams that are 1-1 currently looking up at LCN. So really a perfect start to the league season for the Crusaders.
And Brad, that's a game, that last Fraser game, LCN gave up 14 points.
That's a football score. Brooke Daniels really taking over this game.
Yeah, another terrific second chance opportunity. They got to box her out, get her off the offensive glass, because that's where all the offense is coming for L'Anse Creuse North right now, are those second chance opportunities.
So 11-5 your score, 43 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and Emily Dixon all by herself down low, can't come up with the easy look. Daniels in transition, boy, she gets down the floor quick, trying to bouncing off the high glass, no good. Tie-up situation, jump ball, possession arrow favoring L'Anse Creuse North.
Talk about Brooke Daniels, that first step quickness, and she can get in that second gear in a hurry and just take off. Beat every player down the floor, and that earns her opportunities when you can't find your player on the floor because they're too quick.
Most impressive thing to me is the fact that she's only a sophomore, and of another jump ball and alternating arrows points towards the Big Reds.
And when you have an opportunity to grow these sophomores and juniors, you got a whole season to grow them and take on next year as well. Obviously, you want to be as successful as possible this season, but you're young and you got a lot to look forward to if you're a Crusaders fan.
Emily Clayton puts on the brakes, finds a trailing teammate, Chadwick. And floating one up and unable to beat the buzzer. And it's been all LCN here. They lead at 13-5. We'll take a quick break at Macomb Township Government Access. And when we come back to start the second quarter of play.
Hi, I'm Jordan Peele. I'm usually trying way too hard to be funny. Well, right now I'm going to be completely serious with you. Online bullying is a toxic side effect of modern technology. No one's immune to it. Not you, not me, nobody. But there's a way we can fix it. This emoji in the symbol section of your phone's emoji keyboard. Use it when you see bullying online to say, I see what you're doing, not cool, definitely not funny. And I know what funny is. I coined the phrase wordness to the turdness. So join me and become a witness. When you see bullying online, use this emoji to do something. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org.
Welcome back to L'Anse Creuse North High School. Crusaders in front of the Big Reds here. Girls varsity basketball. 13-50 in the story thus far has been the play of sophomore Brooke Daniels. 10 of the 13 points for L'Anse Creuse North.
Not too bad when you get in double digits in the first quarter, and she's doing it all off those second chance, attacking the glass from her wing position, and even dished out a few assists that last quarter as well.
Was looking for Clayton that time along the baseline, and pass was just a little too high for the junior. So Daniels on pace to score 40 points here tonight. Nice play defensively by Chadwick to tap that ball out of bounds. It's a little bit of an uphill climb now for the Big Reds.
Especially with how well this L'Anse Creuse North team is playing defensively right now. They're reading passes. They're jumping in passing lanes. They're deflecting stuff out of bounds. They can clean up the glass a little bit better, but defensively they're really not making it easy for the Big Reds to get in the paint.
Nice job defensively for LCN, really clogging up those passing lanes. Chippewa Valley coming off a 51-19 league victory over Fitzgerald in their last game. So we're looking to carry some of that momentum over on the road here at LCN, but hasn't been quite the game plan so far. Credit LCN, they've come to play here tonight. First time in league play that they've played in front of their hometown fans. Mentioned they opened up the season with 2 straight road games, and Rebecca Miller's down, and she's a player for Chippewa Valley they really count on. And she tore her ACL last season and missed a lot of season because of that injury, and oh boy, you just hope that it's not a reoccurrence of that knee injury.
Yeah, injuries at any level of any sports are one of the scariest things you can do. Looks like the athletic training staff is attending to her elbow, fortunately, so the upper part of the body as opposed to the lower. She's up and on her feet on her own power.
Yeah, so what she did is she hit her funny bone and sent that sensation right down to her fingertips.
It's not so funny when you hit your funny bone. That one hurts.
So both teams now will break the huddle. Miller will go to the bench. Let's try to work some feeling back into those fingertips. Inside look now, Carter. So LCN really getting the job done defensively as Daniels goes in. She got hammered from behind and will shoot 2.
It was Alexa Pranko-Sevic on the defense that time, and Brooke Daniels literally just ran a circle around her and ran right to the net. Incredible speed from the young sophomore.
Daniels off the back heel. Kiana Carlos back into the game. Clayton will take a seat. So Daniels 1 for 2 from the line. 14-5 Crusaders out in front. Chippewa Valley now looking for some instant offense. Double team comes. Nice inside look on a terrific feed that time. Carter unable to finish at the bucket, however. So Chippewa Valley really going to regret some of these early misses.
Yeah. Garavaglia did a beautiful job that time, splitting a double team and attacking the rim and setting up Carter nicely underneath. But as you mentioned, they're going to regret it. You got to convert the easy ones, especially when you're now trailing 9, looking at double digits.
Daniels directing traffic. LCN very patient offensive set that time. They set up Carlos.
This LCN team, credit Coach Johnston, is incredibly well coached.
Daniels, the aggressive nature of her play. She goes in, gets fouled once again.
Back to that thought, you don't see many young teams at this level of play to be able to pass the ball the way LCN is doing, to not turn the ball over the way LCN is not, to have the kind of court vision, the discipline, and the patience these ladies have out here for L'Anse Creuse North it's very impressive.
Shooter's touch that time for Daniels.
And with those kind of intangibles, you got to credit the coaching staff for that one.
And it's short on the second. Short rest for Clayton as she'll check back in. I think it goes, the sense that LCN has 5 underclassmen starting for Coach Johnson this season And a lot of them are returning starters for him, so he returns the majority of his scoring, finally getting girls to buy into the system, getting back to those fundamentals, getting into those half-court sets. You're really seeing that pay dividends here this season, and you might argue that LCN's probably the favorites now within the MAC Blue. Into the corner, Garavaglia three, no good. That would have been big. Instead, Carlos comes down with the defensive rebound.
Just moved back into a little 1-3-1 zone trap that time out of the man-to-man and just left a hole in that corner. Garavaglia wasn't able to capitalize.
Cross-court skip pass, another touch pass. Offensive rebound going up, Kelsey Duffy.
Great move by Kelsey Duffy, the junior forward, to be able to spin in with 3 red jerseys around her and put that one home.
So the turnover bug biting Chippewa Valley awfully hard right now.
Just a misstep on that far sideline from Garavaglia, just trying to run around a defender and stepped out of bounds.
Into the corner, back out with it. Very patient offense. Talked about that earlier on in this game, but LCN's just not settling right now. They're content on getting those open looks, and they'll turn over the basketball. Daniels will check back into the game.
Where you're saying they're not settling, they're almost picking up the pace at this point offensively, crossing the court, right wing center, left wing center, right wing center. They're doing a great job trying to confuse and cross that defense, move that ball around. Fantastic ball movement, and really working hard to find that open look.
Chippewa Valley looking for their first points of the second quarter. We've played 3 minutes. Garavaglia, bounce pass. Prankoshevich, near steal by Daniels. They'll get her for a foul instead. Daniels first, 4th team foul on LCN. So it'll be Garavaglia to trigger things in along that baseline. She'll go out with it, telegraph the pass. Carlos comes down with the interception up ahead to Daniels. Lutfi was fouled.
No, defensive series after defensive series, you're noticing LCN just jumping in the passing lane. It's almost like they know where the pass is going. Ooh.
Daniels over to Lutfi, 3 on the way, in and out. Nice rebound by Dixon. Up ahead, Levier, and a nice bucket off the high glass. Chippewa Valley, Garavaglia. First points of the second quarter for the Big Reds.
That's a senior leader walking down saying, I'm taking this ball to the hole. There's no one that's going to stop me throwing the little 8-foot bunny off the high glass.
2-man ball for LCN now. Finally, they'll slow things down for Brooke Daniels, directing traffic once again. Ball fake hesitation created the turnover there as Alexa Lutfi shuffled the feet.
Now, Lutfi has had a couple open shots over on that wing, and each time it's a quick spot-up shoot. That time she hesitated on the shot, and then before she was able to put the ball on the floor, took that step.
LCN now applying a little full-court pressure into the double team. Oh, boy, they trapped that perfectly, and they'll get the tie-up jump ball and the turnover. That was run to perfection that time.
It was, and Garavaglia has to know better to be able to work that ball, keep that ball in the center of the court so you can go left or right. Once you give the 2 defenders that baseline or that sideline, you're in big trouble because that's an extra defender, and now you're pretty much triple team, especially if you get cross half court, you're in a corner.
Daniels walks it over to the timeline. Michaela Downs back into the game for LCN. The freshman wears 11 in white. 3.5 minutes remaining, first half. Garavaglia battling 11s right now, that point guard position. Garavaglia lost her feet. Kind of slipped perhaps, went down and traveled. Unfortunate turnover for the senior point guard.
Yeah, and that's a difficult spot. Once you lose your footing like that, she did a good job not to fall, because if you fall with the ball, it's a travel, but wasn't able to not flip it over.
Downs, back to Daniels. Daniels looking for a teammate. Chadwick gets her defender up in the air, made that shot a lot easier, rims out. An offensive rebound once again by Carlos, and she traveled.
Again, another fantastic offensive set that time from L'Anse Creuse North. The patience to work that ball around and get that open shot.
Chippewa Valley's got to get this over the half-court line. Daniels try to get it. They'll trade possessions, and they'll say Chippewa Valley ball.
The key to really beating the press, you want to keep that ball in the middle of the court, but also as well, you can't slow down in the half court and wait for someone to break away. That ball's got to be moving nonstop. You can't stop.
Usually the best way to beat a press is diagonal passes.
Exactly.
Chippewa Valley finally gets it over. Garavaglia, she dribbled herself into a lot of trouble, able to pass out of it momentarily. Chippewa Valley takes the body, keeps the possession alive somehow. Now a high ball moving screen. Garavaglia floats up a three, iron unkind that time. And another offensive rebound, a high pass out of bounds. So the Big Reds battling. And they continue to trail 18-7, 2-11 left to go second quarter.
Battling, but you can start to tell this frustration from just playing this competitive defense over and over. Possession, turnover is really getting it. It's a lot of nervous, frantic energy on the offensive side, which resulted in another turnover.
Duffy knocks down a jumper. Up to Daniels after the turnover. Daniels can't hit. Tapped back but controlled once again by the sophomore. Fires a bullet pass over to Lutfi. Lutfi looking to go inside. Was looking for Carlos. Tapped up and out of bounds. And good to see Rebecca Miller getting ready to check back in this game after hitting her elbow on the hardwood.
See some more frustration from the Big Reds. Shaki Maurer, the head coach for the Big Reds, talking to her girls, just upset with the way that press break is going. You cannot slow down at the center of the court.
Somebody blew a coverage there. Allowed Lutfi to get wide open. And there's a travel. Ups and downs that time for Duffy. Duffy, one of the captains for Coach Bob Johnston, along with Chadwick. And Big Red's having all kinds of trouble breaking that press. And they finally do, and it'll result in a wide open look. Miller with the putback, no good. Dribbling it out, nope, walking with it is Carter.
Yeah, and a couple more tough luck misses for the Big Reds down in that Crusaders key. It's a whole different ball game, but these missed layups are just, it's deflating as a team.
60 seconds now left to go in the first half. LCN with the big lead. They look up at the big board. Everything has gone right. Three, no good. Garavaglia collides. And it'll be LCN that keeps the possession. Really a nice first half of play for the Crusaders. Have to be pleased by the effort here tonight out of the home team. Daniels, some really fancy dribbling. Duffy's two is good.
2 possessions in a row. Brooke Daniels has done that same exact play. And now when she enters the key, she's trying an immediate double team, and she's got the court vision to find her teammate for the easy little 5-foot bunny.
Miller with the aggressive drive gets hacked. She'll shoot 2. Just under 6 seconds left to go now in the second quarter. Referees come together momentarily. Good rotation on that freebie. Only the 3rd point of this quarter for Chippewa Valley. Second free throw rims out, and LCN to turn it over. Opportunity here for Chippewa Valley. That will not count. If it goes, and it does. Oh, boy.
Referees are looking. No one knows. The referees haven't made a signal. They're going to talk about it. I think that was well late, but they're going to discuss it at center court. The crowd knows what they want.
Way after the buzzer sounded.
Brad, I think there's a chance.
There's no way this can count. No way. And
no good. They make the correct call.
So a wacky way to end the first half of play here from LCN. The fans in the stands, the student section making some noise, but that will do it. LCN out in front 22-8. We'll take a quick break here on Macomb Township Government Access, but when we come back, the second half of play.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Macomb County, 27 cities, townships, and villages. From East Point to Memphis, Romeo to New Baltimore. 458 square miles of where you want to be. It's a place where your children can grow, and so can your business. Macomb County's tree-lined borders contain over 12,000 acres of parkland. Its outer edge, 31 miles of freshwater shoreline, both filled each year with countless concerts, festivals, and family reunions. It's the birthplace of advanced technologies that not only instruct future generations, but protect them. Hey, and those are just facts. You can get that from the internet or a book. No. To truly understand what Macomb County is all about, you need to experience it. You need to live here. You need to work here. When you do that, you'll know you're home.
Welcome back to L'Anse Creuse North High School. Crusaders out in front, 22-8. Brad fires alongside Adam Abraham, nearly set to go here. Start of the third quarter of play, and the Chippewa Valley Big Reds, they're really going to have to dig in deep here and come up with some sort of answer, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, and that wasn't the answer they were looking for to get the start. They have to be able to control these turnovers, Brad. Too many of them in the first half. They can barely get the ball inside the arc. They got some good post play going when it gets there, but it's a matter of getting there.
So Brooke Daniels leading all scorers for LCN with 11 points. For Chippewa Valley, 4 different scorers each have 2 points, and somebody's going to have to take over this basketball game for Chippewa Valley if they want to work themselves back into it.
Yeah, and on the other side of that, they're going to have to figure out a way to control Brooke Daniels. She's just all over the place, just a ball hawk tonight.
She delays with the basketball, yo-yos it. Finally, we'll pass over to Chadwick. Chadwick into the corner. Lutfi inside, nice drive there. Instead defers over to Carlos. Lutfi gets it right back. Bounce pass into the lane. Chadwick gets bodied up, knocked off by Carter. And here comes Chippewa Valley looking to press just a little bit. They get up quick. Miller, hook shot, no good. And Daniels will get credit with the rebound. Here she comes now in transition, pulls up. Pull-up jumpers, no good. Offensive rebound by Carlos once again, and well, stay with LCN.
Good looking push from on transition, that last offensive possession from the Big Reds. It didn't account for anything, but it was a good idea getting out there in transition and getting that ball immediately into the post for a good look.
Tie up once again. Arrow says L'Anse Creuse North basketball. Minute 15 gone by here in the third quarter. Lutfi catches the over the shoulder pass. Dutfi now is looking to make a move. LCN just content right now to play some keep away. Daniels will finally drive inside. 2-footer, 2 foot on the line, 2-pointer that time out of the hands of Lutfi.
You can't attest to it enough on the patience from this L'Anse Creuse North team. You mentioned just looking to keep play keep away. Time's your friend at this point. You're up 14 points going into the third quarter. Be patient on offense. You don't have to take a shot in high school. There's no shot clock. Eventually you're going to want to put something up offensively. But you know what I'm saying. Work for that shot. Don't force anything unnecessary. And they did a phenomenal job on that. On this possession.
Really becoming crystal clear how they were able to hold Frazier to just 14 points. As we had a lane violation there, and so Carlos will get a mulligan on her missed free throw. So they hold Frazier to 14 points. They also only gave up 21 to L'Anse Creuse in that rivalry contest between L'Anse Creuse and L'Anse Creuse North. I think at any time we'll see maybe a shot clock in Michigan high school basketball?
I don't believe so. I think the administration of it is too difficult at this level of play, and it's not that big of a deal.
Seen the college game go from a 35-second shot clock down to a 30-second shot clock in an effort to increase scoring. NBA with a 24-second shot clock.
If you're going to add a shot clock in the high school, what time do you put it at?
Well, I think you'd want to mirror the college game as close as possible, so maybe a 30-second shot clock. Just getting kids prepared, really, for that next level.
We'll see. Maybe one day we got there. Baseball's almost there, and we didn't think that was going to happen.
But no, I agree completely with you. You'd have to have someone keeping track of that shot clock and pressing it on and off after balls hitting rims, and you'd have to install the shot clock in all the gymnasiums. So not only in terms of money, but having someone in charge of that would be an added stress to all the teams. So a timeout coming from head coach Jackie Maurer. Just an interesting thought to kind of throw out there. So we talked about a little bit about this L'Anse Creuse North schedule and how they opened up league play with back-to-back road games. Well, they'll have back-to-back home contests. After this game against Chippewa Valley, they'll take on Warren Fitzgerald before going back on the road to take on Anchor Bay, and then those rematches and that stretch in late January with Lakeview, Frazier, and this Chippewa Valley team. These two teams will hook up once again on January 28th over at Chippewa Valley. So an opportunity here for L'Anse Creuse North to improve to 3-0 in league play. And we kind of talked about it at the very top of tonight's broadcast, a 3-0 record with Lakeview and Fraser playing tonight. One of those two teams will move to 2 losses. You really got to think L'Anse Creuse North would be in the driver's seat for that blue title.
Yeah, and you thought Chippewa Valley was going to a lot of people thought Chippewa Valley was going to compete in this division as well, and they are, but L'Anse Creuse North taking care of them through the third here. So you really got to think that this is L'Anse Creuse North's division to win this year.
Long range 2, no good. Clayton tracks down the rebound, up ahead to Daniels. Only had 1 point, and there's the second and third.
Brooke Daniels, that last possession, using her teammate down low as kind of a moving screen. It wasn't a screen, but she was running in front of him like trail from the front and was able to knock down that 6-footer. Nicely done.
There's a nice inside look for Chippewa Valley. Another jump ball. LCN won both matchups last season. Beat Chippewa Valley on the road 50-41 and 56-44 here. Garavaglia 3, good.
And a good response, more importantly, from her teammates, fired up right on the bench, as well as head coach Jackie Maurer. So maybe that's a little bit of energy they needed to instill in their ladies to try to come back.
Downs fires up a long range 2, no good. This LCN squad beat Anchor Bay in the districts a season ago, but eventually lost to Port Huron Northern as the Huskies went on a really nice run throughout district play into regionals. Port Huron Northern, a MAC Red school. That's the thing with districts. You just never know who you're going to hook up with, and MHSA changing that rule, kind of seeding the teams now within districts based on records, and I think that was a welcomed change to the playoff system.
I think that's a fabulous move for the high school, because you saw football, basketball, whatever sport you want to look at, there was constantly just superpowers. They draw each other just geographically in the first round, and you're going to lose a superpower.
Downs can't get the wide open lay-in to fall. Chippewa Valley looking to go out in transition, pass too high and out of bounds.
Certainly in high school, any game is anyone's game to win at any time. Records only take you so far in terms of merit of your season, depending on what division you're in, what conference you're in. I can go down the list all night long. I won't, but that is a welcome change to at least try to be flexible on that parity of the league a little bit.
Yeah, we saw it quite a bit in the game of football. You'd see Chippewa Valley and maybe Dakota playing for a district championship. Team with maybe 0 losses and 1 loss hooking up that early in the season, in the postseason, it almost doesn't seem fair. That's a 3, no good. As Michaela Downs comes down with it. Up ahead to Brooke Daniels. Pull-up jumper, no good, off the back iron. Rebound to Clayton. Daniels will set up between the rings. She picks up her dribble, goes over to Downs out alongside the wing. A little give and go. Nice play. Clayton with the cut.
This Crusader team loves to run that from the stripe to the block on that wing, that little 8-foot space. It's almost a no man's land and a man-to-man defense, and it's worked out well. If we had a shot chart, I couldn't imagine how many they've scored from that wing 8-foot spot.
Gabrielle Streb getting some minutes here in the third quarter. Downs right back to Daniels. Daniels short. Rebounded by Haas. Here comes Garavaglia with the stretch pass up ahead to Dixon. Dixon puts the ball on the floor. There. Shot falls short, and here comes LCN now. 3-on-1. Daniels elects to pull up. With numbers, you would have expected maybe a pass there.
Daniels will clap her hands and walk away, and looks like she's going to have a seat on her bench. You can tell she's a little bit upset about that decision. You know, when you're running 3-on-1, you're looking for that layup underneath.
So we talked about district play and how it will be seeded this year. LCN will host districts this season, and you look at the potential within that district, it's going to be a rough ride. Dakota playing out of the MAC Red, Anchor Bay, Port Huron, who's at the top of the MAC White standings, and we'll also throw in Port Huron Northern into your district, right?
Who just had a fantastic competition against Dakota.
So Kelsey Duffy gets it to go. 7-3. 7-3, LCN has outscored Chippewa Valley here in this third quarter of play.
Chippewa Valley just cannot buy a shot today.
Ooh, hard foul as Chadwick was coasting in. On the flip side for Chippewa Valley, they'll play out of a district at Warren Cousino's, another MAC Red school, and this one's loaded with white competition, Sterling Heights Stevenson, Utica Ford, and Warren Regina. So another really tough district, and Chippewa Valley won their district a season ago, and that really gave them quite the lift late in the season. They didn't even qualify for the MAC Blue Gold Tournament a season ago. They didn't have enough wins to qualify for that, and then they go in, and they just started upsetting teams. Beat Stevenson, beat Sterling Heights, beat Ford in the district title game.
And that's part of the fun of high school athletics. And where I mentioned earlier, we were talking about the changes based on seeding. That's where a team like that, Chippewa Valley, comes in that division, makes some noise. This seeding isn't going to affect a team like that at all.
You and I talked about it in our last broadcast over at Dakota, but I think it's worth mentioning once again here tonight that I really like the fact that they are playing these crossover tournaments at the tail end of the year, getting the players accustomed to one-and-done tournament-style basketball.
I think it's a fantastic move, and moreover, it gives you competition you don't normally see in a competitive environment. It's valuable to a student athlete playing in those kinds of tournaments. You see them starting younger and younger at any age, basketball across all sports, playing in those kind of tournaments because there's a lot to be learned at them.
Chippewa Valley gets a nice look right before the third quarter buzzer, and it was Natasha Carter that beats the buzzer, but LCN extends that lead after 3 quarters of play. They lead at 31-13.
I'll be right back.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Welcome back to the Jackson Gymnasium here at L'Anse Creuse North. Brad Fetters alongside Adam Abraham. North out in front 31-13. The Crusaders outscored the Big Reds there in the third quarter 9-5 as Carter picks up where she left off in the third. She has a team high 6 points now for the Big Reds. That's a three, buries it, Alexa Lutfi.
Great three on the answer from Lutfi. Just a little step back. She shot a couple of those. That's her spot on the wing. It'll knock home a triple.
Lutfi now the 7th Crusader to score in this basketball game. So getting some balanced scoring now are the Crusaders, and you like to see that if you're Coach Johnston. Lutfi feeling it now. Why not?
How about that cross-court pass? Corner to corner for a wide-open teammate. Fabulous.
And lead swells up now to 22, 37-15. All Crusaders tonight.
We've been talking all night about how great this Crusaders defense has been, this offense can come alive. This is the same team that hung 74 points on Marine City earlier this season. They can shoot the lights out of the gym if they want to.
Lutfi up ahead to Daniels. No defenders in sight. And she gets it to fall. 15 game high for Brooke Daniels. And she thought she had a buzzer beater to end the first half. She also thought she had an and one, so she could easily have maybe 20 points in this ball game. But it's been the nice play of Natasha Carter here in the second half for the Big Reds.
Yeah, no answer. They're going from the high post to the low block, and Natasha Carter has been wide open. That's 3 in a row she's converted there. No one home for the Crusaders on that defensive assignment.
Lutfi over to Carlos. Carlos will defer to Daniels. Daniels thought about the 3, instead goes right back to Carlos. Dribbles herself into a double team. Bounces one over to Daniels now right in front of the home bench. Fires a low pass. Going up with it. Lutfi was looking for her 3rd triple of this 4th quarter. Can't get it to go. And Chippewa Valley now bringing a couple fresh bodies. Gabriel Streb into the game, along with Emma Watts. Emma Watts, 5'3" junior, get some of her first minutes in this game. 39-17, 5:45 left to go. 4th and final frame of this basketball game. So glad you decided to tune us in tonight here on Macomb Township Government Access, Channel 5. If you missed any portion of this ball game, or maybe want to check out the girls' preview show, it features both of these teams. You can. Best way to do that is online, macomb-mi.gov. Once again, that's macomb-mi.gov. Also have a YouTube channel where all of our programming is archived and available for you on demand. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well and get alerts when all of our programming is available to you online.
Are you subscribed, Brad?
I sure am.
I sure am as well. Big fan of that channel.
LCN doing a really nice job of passing out of these double teams. Daniels around a screen. Might have got fouled. No call. Crowd wanted a foul call. Daniels now with 17 points. Wow, she's been good tonight.
Yeah, and she's just got that lightning quick feet all over the place and good control of her body, good control of the ball. Just a very complete athletic player. You know, I have no doubt in 2 years we'll be talking about a MAC Player of the Year potential talent in Brooke Daniels when she's a senior.
She was all-league a season ago. I have to assume that she will duplicate that feat again this season. Emily Clayton into the game, along with Annie McLeod. Boy, LCN getting some inside looks, aren't they?
That was pretty. Beautiful court vision that time by Alexa Lutfi. Wide open underneath.
Found Carlos inside. 43-17, all Crusaders tonight. I'll be back to the drawing board for Chippewa Valley. And they will take on the league's second and third place teams. It's Lakeview and Fraser. So the road doesn't get much easier for Chippewa Valley. Another nice cut. Boy, this offense for LCN under Coach Johnston, when it's clicking, it is pretty to watch.
And they are firing on all cylinders right now, just working that outside in game. Couple of threes, got the Big Reds jumpy out on the three-point line, so they just moved the ball right inside. A little pump fake from Lutfi, attacks, and found Carlos wide open underneath. 2 straight possessions.
And Chippewa Valley will now empty their bench. And when I say empty their bench, they're going to bring 4 fresh players into the game. This is a Chippewa Valley team that's really playing short-handed. Have 3 girls in street clothes. So really not much depth right now as they're only able to roll off 9 different players. So really that's got to be an issue, as fatigue typically sets in right about now. And Coach Maurer recognizing that, and 4 fresh players onto the floor.
And it hurts, especially when you lose role players, players that have been with the team.
And that was one of the things that she was really looking forward to this season, and she made those remarks in our season preview show, is the fact that she thought her team was a lot more deep this year, and that she could roll a couple different lines out there and not expect much of a drop-off from her 5 starters. And that's kind of come back to haunt her just a little bit, is they've yet to really get healthy.
More key than, or another key to that, is that when you get a line that starts to struggle, you can switch 1 or 2 players out, and 1 or 2 players, some players just mesh differently. Sometimes a change of pace is good, especially when you start to hit a wall coming into January, getting into the heart of MAC play. It just takes tools out of your coaching toolbox when you got 4 girls down on the Chippewa Valley roster.
Carlos shoots those free throws from her tippy toes. And she kind of has to do everything in her power to avoid stepping into the paint. There's a look at head coach Bob Johnston.
What a fine job he has done with this Crusader team. In my opinion, one of the most disciplined teams we've seen thus far this season. Executes offensively, defensively. They didn't make a whole lot of mistakes tonight. I think the score reflects that. I think their record reflects that. And I think at the end of this season, this team's going to make a big run. And they're going to be right back at it next year with a loaded roster.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can put the finishing touches on perhaps a MAC Blue championship. That'd be quite the feather in Coach Johnston's cap. Never know. They could be seated in that district and could set up a potential district championship game between perhaps them and Dakota. That'd be quite the matchup.
Yeah, Crusaders' last league championship was 2013. Last district title was 2012. So it's been a couple years since this girls basketball team has seen some, not necessarily success, but some trophies in the cabinet.
Ebony Clark trying to cut off. Might be an instance there where she could set her feet and take a charge. It's called for the foul. Neither team really in a whole lot of foul trouble. That was only the 2nd team foul against L'Anse Creuse North. It's been a pretty well-played game in terms of fouls, but quick bucket there and a quick timeout called by head coach Jackie Maurer, as Natasha Carter has scored 6 points in the 4th quarter. It gives her 10 points total now in the game. So really a nice job. Natasha Carter, 5'10", senior for Chippewa Valley.
Yeah, and she's kind of been this half. She's come alive. A couple easy shots from the baseline. They were kind of working a 2-man game with Rebecca Miller. They'd go elbow to that block, and it was working for them. But unfortunately, just too much offensive firepower right now for the Crusaders for Chippewa to really be able to come back into this game.
L'Anse Creuse North right at their season average for points per game, and well under what they've given up defensively. This 19 points that they've given up to Chippewa Valley is pretty impressive.
No, they came out of the gate moving their feet, staying low, just fundamentally sound. You don't always see that at this level. And again, I'm going to credit that to Coach Johnson and his staff. Terrific job with these young ladies.
Michaela Downs getting an extra long look here from the point guard position. she's a freshman. You got Brooke Daniels as a sophomore. That backcourt extremely young right now for Coach Johnston. We mentioned only one senior on the roster, all 5 starters, underclassmen. This is an LCN team that could make a lot of noise for the next couple years.
Especially if they continue to develop and doing all those things. And that's another key where that end of the season tournament where they're doing the red, white, and then the blue, gold crossovers that's where you get truly the best experience in those kinds of tournaments.
Nice wide open look there, Gabriella Streb. Yeah. With the realignment, you wonder if LCN perhaps will move back up to the MAC white. Ebony Clark, long range 3, no good. Streb comes down with the rebound, pushes it up ahead. Garavaglia remaining in the game under a minute. That's the second time she's gone down. Coach Jackie Maurer asking for a timeout, and they granted it to her. 45-21 your score right now. 58 seconds left to go in regulation. So we mentioned LCN at the top of the blue. Dakota, along with Grosse Pointe South and Eisenhower, all 3 of those schools 2-0 in MAC red play. And the leaders right now in the MAC white include Port Huron and Ford. So really getting going within league play, and that's an interesting matchup here tonight in the MAC red. Dakota's playing on the road tonight against Eisenhower. So one of those teams will go 3-0. Dakota, a perfect 7-0 on the season, and the top 10 teams in the state of Michigan. We've been fortunate enough to call a couple of their games in the early season, and they look like a team loaded, and they'll play out of that district that'll take place right here at LCN. Avoiding the ups and downs, Zoe Harris. And go over to Downs, skip pass to Clayton. Clayton cross-court pass to Clark. Clark will go out to Downs, and that's passed into a spot as McLeod's teammate Clayton vacated that spot on the floor.
Clayton was cutting to the baseline, didn't even look. That's where we're running those set offenses. You expect a player to be in a spot.
And oops. So probably one final possession here for Chippewa Valley, and no surprise, it's Carter. She has been really good here tonight. She'll finish with 12 points, 8 points in the fourth quarter, and beating the buzzer, Emma Watts knocks down a triple. But that will do it. Too little, too late for the Chippewa Valley Big Reds, as they will eventually fall here to the Crusaders. Your final score, 45-26. Adam, your thoughts here tonight?
Terrific game played by the Crusaders. Offensively, defensively, they pushed the ball in transition. They got some great individual play by Brooke Daniels to start off this game. They're firing on all cylinders.
Our production crew tonight was Jason Burt and James Drum. Our color analyst was Adam Abraham. I'm Brad Fetter saying goodnight from L'Anse Creuse North High School. Once again, final score, LCN 45, Chippewa Valley 26. Thanks so much for watching this production of Macomb Township Government Access. We'll see you next time.